Okay, so boom, you are now tuned in with your boy Joe T. And first and foremost, I got to thank everybody who watching this because it's only one way you watching it. You got a membership. So look, check this out. I get so many questions with people asking me about how to write a book. So I wanted that to be my first upload in the membership because people don't realize how easy it is. The only thing that's hard about it is if you have a problem with being consistent. If you can tap in and be consistent and gain some discipline, I promise you the process to write a book, it is simple. It is easy. It's nothing hard about it. And let me give you a little background on how I ended up writing my first three. Okay, so boom. So my first book really came out of some pain. I went up for my third time in parole and I got denied. And once I got denied, it was the longest walk back to the unit I ever had in the penitentiary. And when I got there, my cellie finally asked me after 2-3 days of not talking and not doing too much, what was I gonna do? I said, man, I'm gonna write a book. He started laughing at me. And when he started laughing, I'm like, what you? He said, man, you ain't finna write no book. Everybody in the penitentiary talking about books. If you've been to the penitentiary before and you done a certain amount of time, at some point you was like, man, I'm gonna write a book. Because you read so many books, you know what I'm saying? At some point you like, man, I can do this, you know what I'm saying? But I had just left the prison where my daddy was at. My daddy had wrote a book. My uncle had wrote a book. I got other family members that had wrote a book. So of course it's already in me. And at this point I'm like, man, really, how do I do this? My daddy had somewhat gave me some of the steps on how to do it. So I knew a little bit, but I didn't know as much as I know now. So I just sit down and I started writing. And as I started writing, you know what I'm saying, it was coming out simple. But then when I got home, after I got home, I was told that I would never write another book again because I wouldn't have that much time on my hands. I wasn't able to have the mindset, the clear mindset that I have, the tune out noise, because that's another excuse most people have when it comes to doing anything, not just writing a book. People come up with so many excuses. The kids, not enough time, your job, energy, you know what I'm saying, life in general. People talk themselves out of accomplishing goals that they want to accomplish. You know what I'm saying? So if you having that problem, we already done discussed two things. That is what? Being consistent and self-sabotage. So we ain't gonna do that. So when that person told me that, I was already planning on writing another book anyway. Because every time that I travel, I would always give bits and pieces of my story. So finally people started saying, man, I want to hear your story. So I sit down and I thought about it. I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. But I will say this, because I was out of the penitentiary, I have access to things that I didn't have access to when I was sitting in prison. I didn't have access to a recorder to record. So I had to sit down and write 3 books. At this point, I was like, you know what? I'm going to get me a recorder and I'm going to pay somebody to write it. So that's another thing you might need to jot down, because you may be better at talking. I'm better at talking. So it's like, why not record it? And I can pay somebody to write what I am saying. It's simple. You know what I'm saying? And if you need help in that process, I have no issue with getting you on the phone, because some people are better when they are prompted. Some people better when you ask them a question. You know what I'm saying? It might provoke a memory. It might remind you of something that you didn't think about. And so that's what I went and done. I went and got me a recorder. When I bought the recorder, guess what? I recorded my first book, The Life of Boo Baker, which many of y'all have read. I recorded this book in one day. It took me 10 hours. One day. I recorded this entire book. I'm gonna say it one more time. In one day, nonstop. Now, let me break down the process for you real quick. Matter of fact, commercial break me, please. I'm gonna give you the easy stuff first, you know what I'm saying? And if you haven't got the book, listen to me. The link is in the description. If you're not following me on Instagram, go follow me on Instagram. It's BAKERIII. If you don't have me on TikTok, it's JOETB3. You know what I'm saying? And my Facebook is Joe T. Baker the third. Go follow me on all of my social media platforms, you know what I'm saying? And then do me a favor, man. I need you to like this. I need you to like this. And I need you to drop something in the comment section for me so it'll boost the algorithm. So let me give you the simple steps first. When you finish your book, there are certain things that you're going to need. You're going to need an ISBN and a barcode. What the ISBN and barcode do, it basically just track your sales. If you decide to put your book on whatever outlet, whether it be Amazon,